There we go. Okay, so we are on lesson 7. You guys all read the required materials, of course. And we read about the Federal Reserve Bank of Chicago's mentoring program. Let's see, so to start, Chandler, you get the first question.
Okay.
Okay, so what are some of the positive results of the pilot program?
Positive results from the pilot program. I mean, I feel like it was extremely successful for a pilot program. I mean, pilot programs could either be like, there's a good chance that it could just crash and burn, but some good relationships were built and people got excited about it and started spreading the word.
Good. Any other thoughts on that, Caitlin? Anything else you can add to that?
It helped build a network. It was like they had also like group mentoring, so I don't know, there were several people that they could go to ask questions.
Mm-hmm. I think the biggest thing I saw in there was that it kind of made the employees feel a little stronger about their work, their place of business. Because I saw like some advances in there and just how they had people grouped up. You know, it's like that'd be awesome to be, assigned with a CEO or something, or someone up there. Get that valuable information.
Yeah, and weren't they a little worried that nothing would happen? Like this kind of stuff happened before, but nothing ever came of it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I just know it was kind of a gamble, but it did seem pretty successful. Okay. Let's see. So, Connor, you get the next one.
Oh, goody.
So what reasons are there for it to be a positive result of the program?
Like, what were the outcomes, the positive outcomes from it? Or what do you?
What reasons made it so positive?
I mean, they got like, I know one lady said that she was going to quit but didn't because of the mentoring program, and actually got a raise. Is that kind of what you're looking for?
Maybe like the parts of the process of like what they did beforehand.
Oh, what went well? I know they went to the consulting group, which I think was a smart thing. Instead of trying to handle it by themselves, they went to another company that specializes in that stuff. Said, hey, can you help us out? And they actually had them run a couple of the exercises. I know that. So I kind of thought that was cool. That kind of stood out to me. So
yeah, they kind of did a little extra there.
Yeah.
Is there anything else anyone can think of?
I thought it was interesting how much time they spent on choosing which mentor or go to what mentoree, whatever. So they spent a lot of time trying to figure out who would be good matches. I wouldn't have spent that much time. I would have just randomly put them together. But
they did. That was a very thorough process.
Yeah, they did like an eHarmony type of thing.
Basically, JJ would just pick sticks with names on it, shuffle them with a paper and hat.
Okay, so there's a lot of thought put into it. So, okay. And you remember who Rubenstein was?
Amy?
Maybe.
Yeah.
So he was pretty involved in there. Like he showed up at like, their trainings and stuff. So I think that was pretty cool that he actually was involved. Just I guess didn't, just to make sure that everything went good, since you wanted to put all that effort into the program. Okay. So out of all those reasons, what would, let's see, I'm going to pick on Keaton. What would you say was the most successful, like, or the most important reason that it was successful?
Okay. Like the first round, the whole thing.
Yeah, just like out of everything, like everything that everyone mentioned, what would you say was the most important factor that made it a success?
Yeah. I guess the first thing that's coming to my mind is having like the mentors, the mentees, as they called it, the mentors. Just like it was like a group effort. They helped each other out. And that you had people higher up in the company that knew what they were doing, and they worked with people lower in the company, just showing them what was going on. I think that was a big part of it.
Good, thank you. Does anyone have any other things they thought was the most important?
I thought it was really helpful as well. They tried to make sure they had limited access to network or to mentors already, so that they can make sure everyone in their bank had someone if they needed someone.
Yes, I thought that was interesting too, that they, specifically chose people that didn't have that access to be in the program. Okay, and JJ, would you say that the pilot program they did, would it be successful in just a bank setting, or would it work for any other type of business?
I think it can work in any type of business. I like how the new CEO, he saw a problem and he found a solution for it. And there could have been numerous ways to fix the problem, like the morale and the culture of the company, but that is one way to fix it. So it's not something you have to do, but I think almost every company could implement it. I know in my experience, specifically in my job now, I probably would have enjoyed so earlier in my, so I guess a year ago when I first started, it would have been a lot more better experience this past year if I would have had a mentor that would like help me learn the business faster and understand more of the processes instead of learning it slowly over the whole year. I could have been a better asset to the company if I would have learned it better, and I think a mentor could have helped with that.
Yeah, for sure. That would be awesome to have a mentor to get that, invaluable advice to someone who's, been where you are and has made lots of mistakes along the way. Okay, so just question for everybody. How can mentoring help employees with career development?
I think trying to start off cold turkey and just do everything on your own is hard when you get into a company. And so and sometimes there's like difficult language to learn and stuff like that. And so I think when you have someone higher up that takes the time to say, no, this is how you do it. Like, this is a good way that I do it. It just helps everything become more fluid, helps the ease in process a lot better. So I kind of think.
I think that it could, as it says here in the case, there was one person who was like kind of feeling discouraged because they weren't using like their marketing degree, and they were like looking at other career options, and then they spoke to their mentor and realized that there were so many more options available inside the bank. Like I think it was her. She thought her solution was to leave the banking industry altogether and look in different fields. But her mentor helped her see like there's actually this position or this, this thing right here in the industry. So for the company, I see that mentoring can be valuable to them because it can help bring new skills to the table that, weren't there before.
Mhm. Yeah, and that person that mentored her, they kind of connected on a different level because they had, those things in common. So to me, it kind of made her, she probably felt like she was, not just coworkers, they have that extra connection.
Mm-hmm.
We talk about stuff besides work. Let's see, okay. Caitlin, what other approaches or programs might help employees to develop their careers?
Well, I know like moms they have continuing education where they have to go and attend classes every year. I don't know how helpful it is, but I know she does come back because like in her career, you can kind of get behind with times. And so taking those classes kind of more current approaches to doing things.
Mm-hmm. That would definitely be good. Anyone have anything to add to that? Any other programs that might be helpful?
I know in some of in one of our reading assignments, we talked about the games, playing games as a group, I guess, adult games. So I don't know if that's really a program, but that's something that could help, I guess, bond people. I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of like the IBC experience where we all go to Badger Creek and
yeah.
camp out. I know a lot of companies do that. So yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Okay, so has anyone on our team, have you guys had any experiences with mentoring, like either formal or informal?
Like were we mentored or we were mentored?
Either way, have you mentored someone or has someone mentored you?
Yeah, I have. I was just waiting for JJ to talk.
I was about to.
Okay, JJ, you'll go right after me. Unless you want to go right now.
Go ahead.
Okay. I just know with the job that I'm working right now, like there's like, I think a couple weeks or you constantly have a mentor throughout the semester. And like something that I liked in this case is that they did the eHarmony, whatever, and chose the specific mentor to mentee like perfectly and try to match them up. Where with my job right now, you just kind of get assigned to whoever is most senior in the company and kind of has more experience. And sometimes that person does not have a lot of experience, even though they've been there for a while. So sometimes you get a really poor mentor. And I just feel bad for some of those people like that come in and then you just see who's being the mentor and you're like, oh, good luck to that new person. So I don't know. So that's kind of my experience. I had a good mentor, so but it could go both ways.
Mm-hmm.
Mine was my dad's cousin, the hospital administrator. And it's like whenever I have questions about the industry or if I have any questions, he's always open for me to reach out to him and he'd help me in any way. So just having someone there who knows where I want to be, he knows and has gone through the path already. So it's just nice to have someone there who's always willing to answer questions or talk to you if you have some concerns or something.
Perfect. Okay, Keaton, I have a question for you.
Cool.
So would a less formal mentoring program, would you say that would be better for the mentees if it wasn't so formal, like during work and in a big program?
Oh. Less formal. I think it worked out pretty well for him. I think there's a place for work and a place for play, I guess. And I don't think I would change it. Maybe add on to it, but no, I think it went well.
Yeah, I think so too. And you think it would have been as successful if they would have been able to choose their mentor?
No, no, I think the way they did it was the best. Because there might have been, I'm trying to think about the pairs of the matches. They might have not got their mentor and had maybe bad feelings towards the company for not letting them have that person, kind of thing. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it would have kind of been hard to pick someone too, because it seems like it was a fairly big company.
Mm-hmm.
So if I had to pick, I wouldn't even know who to pick.
Yeah.
Besides their job title, that would probably be the only thing I'd take into.
Yeah, I mean, I would pick the CEO or something.
Uh-huh. Okay, let's see. Who haven't I picked on in a while? Chandler. So why would a company want to create a formal mentoring program rather than allowing mentoring relationship to form naturally?
Because I don't think it happens that way. I mean, like, as much as we like to talk about it, and as much as C-levels or managers want to dream that that's how it happens, that it just naturally unfolds, I don't think it actually goes that way. I think you do need to have certain things set in place just to start the conversations and to allow those relationships to start building. So I think it's kind of a formality that needs to take place if results are to be seen.
So do you think it'd be more beneficial, like if you had your best friend mentoring you, or if you had someone you did not know?
It'd be a lot more fun for me at first if my best friend were mentoring me,
Mm-hmm.
And like, I'm this way, like, if I'm like in a class or like some sort of lesson and the teacher's like, hey, we're gonna do like a big group activity, like, I usually don't like those types of things. But I find that they usually push me out of my shell, my comfort zone, and I end up like enjoying it a little bit more, like getting more out of it. So I kind of view that the same way as like a formal mentoring process. Like, say I were in the company and at first they're like, okay, we're doing this formal mentoring process. We'll assign you. I think initially I'd be like, well, this kind of sucks. I don't want to do this. But then by the end, I'd be like, I'm super glad that they did that. Like, this got the ball rolling, and now I actually have a valid relationship in this company.
Mm-hmm. Good. Okay. Caitlin, so what might have been improved in the Federal Reserve Bank program?
You say that again? You kind of broke out at the end.
What could have been improved in their program?
I talked about it a little bit in the case where people were complaining about having a whole 2-day training. It kind of put them behind work. So I think this program is meant to kind of help them further career and not put them work. So kind of finding a balance between not taking up too much time and
Mm-hmm. Okay, Keaton. So they had their first round and it was successful, and then came along that second round. So why do you think less people signed up for it?
I was actually wondering the same thing. Maybe they heard bad things about it. I don't really know. Yeah, I'd say that maybe they heard bad things about it.
Mm-hmm. Does anyone else have any thoughts on why?
Well, they've only had one round before, so it was new to the company and it was heavily marketed. And so they didn't market it as much this time. And so maybe the employees didn't, a lot of them weren't aware when the second round was coming, so they didn't apply. I don't know.
Yeah, I remember it saying that they didn't want to like get flooded with applications, so they didn't market it as much. And so I think that was probably a reason why.
Yeah, because they did have a lot of extra in that first round.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have to say the marketing, to me, that probably affected it.
So where do you guys think you'd find a balance in that? Like, I mean, obviously, yeah, you don't want to overflood it like the first round, but I mean, do you still try to push the marketing and get it hyped up and stuff, even if you do get extra names, because you can cut them off and have them come next year, or do you always try to shoot for going under? I don't know. I just posing a question.
I don't know, but I think if the more they do it, the more they'll fine tune it and make it even better and better. They might be able to expand the pool of how many mentor mentees they have. I don't know. Maybe
Yeah.
they can expand it once they get more practice and get it down. I don't know.
So it just depends on what their goal is. Because I know, didn't it talk about kind of how like they liked having the smaller groups? So if they want a smaller group, then maybe they don't try and push the marketing as much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think with it being, their first year that they did it, I think they should have done more marketing for that second year. Maybe keep doing that for 3-4 years, and once it's established and well known among the company, then they can cover from there on their marketing.
I think if once the employees know that the expectations that every time we only take 25 applicants, so they won't feel as bad if there's like 50 applicants and they don't get accepted. But once they know there's only 25, then if they don't get accepted, they can try again next time.
Mm-hmm. So do you think some of those people that didn't get accepted that first time, you think maybe they were bitter or discouraged? They're just like, fine, I don't want to do it anyway.
What are you doing, Keaton?
What do you mean? I just really wanted to see what would happen if I did this.
What the heck? Nice.
Sorry. Yeah.
I know I should give him a question, shouldn't I? So Keaton, so what could the company have done to get more applicants besides more marketing?
Dang it, that's what I was gonna say. I feel like not really like summer sales, but almost like you get the mentors and the mentees to go out and talk to the people and tell them how cool it was, and just do some recruiting type thing, kind of like we talked about last week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So just, maybe just spreading the word among their coworkers. Just from looking at the statistics, it looked like it was, there was maybe one person that wasn't happy with who they were paired with. So
Yeah, it was like one guy.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So Connor, what should they do with the mentoring program moving forward? Like, should they expand it, or should they just keep it the same how it is?
I mean, I think it's smart that they expand it, but if you get too big, you kind of drowned it out, and it gets just too complicated to take care of. But maybe that's when you hire someone to aid. What is her name? Amy or something. In that, so I mean, I think it's smart that they're going little by little, but I think if this second or third round goes well, then I think you can really expand it. So I think that would probably be a goal that they could shoot for, to where a majority of the employees could potentially have mentor mentees going on. Like, it's just everyone has one, so it's widely talked about. So
okay. So what would the benefits of that be? Like,
of expanding?
Yeah, you have like more and more people with, mentors and.
Yeah, I just think it's like kind of self-investing within the company, where if you spend a little bit of time with your higher ups training the younger guys or the inexperienced, it just helps build and lift everyone else. And I know when you teach, like when in Sunday school and Priesthood and Relief Society, like if you're teaching, you learn a lot as well. And so I think this same principle could be applied here. When you're teaching someone, your knowledge gets strengthened. And so I think that'd be kind of a cool principle to implement.
For that person being mentored, you know, it probably makes them feel like more of a part of the company.
Yeah.
You know, they feel, you know, I know I like it when when whoever I work for, if they, you know, value me, want to spend time with me, want to build me up, instead of feeling like just an employee.
Yeah.
Just, you know, just a job.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, Chandler. So how do they keep more people without forcing them to be involved in the program? Or
So like, how do you increase retention? Like once they're in, how do you make sure they stay?
how do they get people? Sorry, I think I said keep. But
How do they get people?
Without like forcing them.
That's tough because you want to find the fine balance between like exciting them and not shoving it down their throat. So I think kind of goes off a little bit what Keaton said, but I think the word of mouth is huge. If you can get a lot of people who have done it and have seen positive results, then they can talk to their friends and coworkers and manager, you know, whoever, and just be like, you know, I really enjoyed this for this reason. I think you should look into it.
So is there a way that they can, like your managers, they know who is good, who knows what they're doing, and who needs a little help? So do you think maybe they can refer people to the program?
Yeah, I think referral would be a good program. It would be a good tool for the program. Because maybe some people don't realize that they could use the help until they're in it.
I think you could also incentivize by doing like $5 McDonald's gift card. I don't know, something else, but you can just add those little perks to say, hey, if you mentor, we'll do this for you, type thing. We'll send you on a trip somewhere or something. I don't know. I think that'd be kind of cool.
I think they did. Did they do gift cards?
Yeah, something like that. But I think if they really wanted to make it a production, I think they could go and take it a step up from just a gift card.
Yeah, because with a big company, you know, they got a little bit that they can afford to do something.
Yeah. Caitlin's dying over there. What's up?
Okay. Well, that was the end of my question, guys, unless anyone has something that they really want to say.
That's all of them? Dang.
Yes, you guys were so good.
Not bad.
So we'll go with the usual follow-up questions. Let's see. Let's see. So maybe what is like something you learned? What were the other questions?
From like 1 to 10, what you learned and what you liked and disliked.
Perfect. Thank you. Okay, we'll start with Chandler.
Okay. I will put this as a 10, thanks to our discussion leader. What I learned, I think mentoring is a really good program, and so it was just kind of cool to see some of the positive results. I guess my opinion would be I would almost side more on the small side of the groups of the mentoring program. I'd kind of try and keep it small, at least for the next few years, as they're kind of getting it off the ground. And the reason I just kind of feel like that would help see more results, and I feel like the initial results that they got back were really good feedback. So that's what I learned about mentoring, is that it's effective. And then a good and bad thing you did. Is that right?
Mhm.
Okay. Good thing is I feel like you took the feedback from last week's and you applied it. So you like getting everyone involved, and you also had a good balance of chiming in yourself, like adding your feedback. Something you can do better. I don't know. You made things move pretty fast here, so that was good. Like you kept the conversation going. Maybe making sure that people aren't late.
Caller.
Guilty.
That's it. I don't know. That's not even that big of a deal, but yeah, that's what I got.
Let's see. And Connor?
Give it a 10. Something I learned that meant maybe not. Well, is it about what we learned tonight or just this week?
In our discussion tonight.
Okay. That eHarmony can be used as a recruiting tool or a mentoring tool.
Yes.
No, I don't know. I just think, yeah, mentoring's cool. Didn't even know that was a thing, actually. For like in between people, I just thought it was for people always joining the company, like starting out. So that was kind of interesting to kind of expound upon. I thought you did a great job at, again, what Chandler said, just delegating and then sharing your own feedback. I thought that was really good, sharing your own insights. Something you could work on, I don't know. Nothing really. I mean, I was late. You could send a bodyguard or hitman over here to make me jump on quicker or something. I don't know. But no, that's about it. So
JJ?
I learned that mentoring can be like more structured. And I mean, I think a lot of companies think it's expected to happen. But you can make it more structured if you feel like that's what your company needs, according to your goals and mission plan and things like that. Discussion to 10 as well. And I liked how you sent a text. Was it last night? Just reminding us to read.
Yeah.
I hope you remember to read it. So I like that. And then I think you did a good job. I don't know what you can improve on. I think you did a good job. Maybe picked on Connor more for being late.
made me feel bad.
Okay, Caitlin?
Something I learned. I didn't necessarily think that like a mentoring program could be useful for everybody in the company, but I think they kind of found a way where it could be. Something I liked, everyone already said it, but followed the feedback from everybody else's turn. So like you called in everyone, you made it flow. The discussion at the end.
Okay. Keaton?
Sweet. Mentoring, I learned that mentoring can be done anywhere, and it's a good idea to do it with people who know what they're doing and help others to get along. I mean, if you look at a lot of famous people like Steve Jobs or Bill Gates or Mark Cuban, they all had mentors in their life that helped them get to where they are. So we all need someone to guide us along. I rate this discussion a 10, of course, and something you did well. You called on me like 5 times, so that was good. And what everyone else said as well. Something that you can improve on. You could shred that box behind you.
Shred that.
Shred that bot.
You mean have a better background next time?
Yeah, have a better background next time. Yeah, that's it.
I'll have like a basketball game behind me next time, okay, guys?
There we go. Good for that.
Okay. Well, from this experience, I think the next time I'll be more familiar with the questions. So I had to keep, going back and looking and finding my place, being like, okay, that's that one. So I guess just from my side, that's what I'll do better next time. But thanks, guys. I will stop this broadcast right
Did
now.
Caitlin give hers?
Huh?
Did Caitlin give hers?
You must have.
Yeah.
I did. You must have just missed my.
I'm sorry, Kay.
I gave such good feedback, and you
Wow,
totally
dude.
missed it.
He was watching that basketball game.